Hello there, hello. You know, before any speech I ever make, I always acknowledge my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because he said if you don't acknowledge him, he's not going to acknowledge you. And I also want to acknowledge my wife, Julie, because she's in this fight with me, and we're in a fight. And I also acknowledge my team Herschel, because they're fighting with me, but all of you are fighting with me as well, so I want to thank you as well, because as you can see right now, the left is going crazy. They're going crazy. They're coming after me with everything. I even got another pastor talking about me. Did y'all see that? Yes, this other pastor is talking about me. I can't believe it. You know, he's saying all those things about me, and I thought that in the church you should be talking about brotherly love. You should be talking about treating your brother nice. And yet he's talking about his brother here, because in my church I go to, they talk about this brotherly love. But yet he's talking about his brother. And then y'all hear what he said? That they don't need a walker, they need a runner. Hey, has he never seen me run? He never seen me run, has he? Yeah. Hey, and let me tell you, and I got Jesus Christ who's gonna be my blocker. Yeah. And let me tell you something else. I was reading this, and this was kind of strange, because you know, Senator Warnock was talking about this student debt relief. You saw him talking about it. He said he was looking forward to it. He met with the president about it. And yet I was reading what they were doing with that student debt relief. You heard him. Some of the students said they're going to go out and they're going to go gamble. They're going to go on vacation. They're going to buy video games. They're going to go buy booze. And I'm thinking that must be a weekend with Hunter Biden. That's not about nothing. That's not normal, yeah. But I want to just tell you, people always are asking me why am I running, because they even got the former president that got involved. Y'all saw him. He talking about me too. I'm like, can you believe that? No, don't boo him, because he's a former president. Let me take care of that. Let me take care of this. Because he said that I'm not a pilot. He's not a pilot either, is he? That's exactly right. And he don't even live here, does he? So why should I say something nice about him? He's not giving me his vote, so I shouldn't worry about him. And then yet he's talking about Herschel Walker. He said that he wouldn't have me. I'm a celebrity. He hangs out with celebrities. He never hung out with me, so I can't be a celebrity, can I? He never hung out with me, but he's talking about me as well. Because let me tell you what's happening right now, people. They're trying to tell us this is the new normal. But I'm that warrior for God to tell you that it's not the new normal. We can do something so much better. Because what they're trying to do here, and I've been talking about this for a long time, I didn't know why this made a big impact in my mind. It was about this man that died early in life. He died early in life, and as he got to heaven, St. Peter met him at the pearly gates. And St. Peter said, sir, you're here a little bit early right now, and your name ain't on the roll. So you're the only one in history that's going to get an opportunity to decide where you want to go. Say, I'm going to take you to heaven and I'm going to take you to hell, and you get to determine where you want to be. So he puts him in this elevator and he takes him all the way down to hell, and the doors open up and there's a party going on. He sees some of his friends down there. He's having a great time. And after a couple of hours, St. Peter came to him and said, you ready to go? You ready to go? He said, I got to leave now. He said, yes, you got to make a decision. So he puts him in his elevator, takes him all the way up to heaven, and they get to heaven, and there are people floating around on clouds, having a good time. And after a couple of hours, St. Peter came to him and said, have you made your mind up? Have you made your mind up? And the guy said, well, St. Pete, I hate to tell you this, I think I want to go to hell. Yeah, that seemed like my type of place down there. I want to go to hell. So St. Peter puts him back in this elevator, sends him all the way back down to hell. And the doors open up now. It's hot. People are crying. They're having a miserable time. And the guy said, wait a minute. When I was here a couple of hours ago, there was a party going on. And Satan shows up and said, a couple of hours ago, I was campaigning. And that's the reason I'm running is right now. Senator Warnock is campaigning. No. Senator Warnock is campaigning. He's lying to you. Not only is he lying to you, the left is lying to you, because they said this is the new normal. I'm telling you it's not, because in my offensive lineman used to tell me, Herschel, follow me. I'm going to take you to the promised land. So I'm going to tell you guys, vote for me, and I'm going to help us get to the promised land. If we can get that together, we can get there together because the guy I'm running against. He want to separate us because of the color of your skin. And in the church he's in, the man he's trying to represent that says not the color of your skin, but the content of your character. And all he talks about is the color of your skin. But in the Bible I read, God doesn't know anything about the color of your skin. He knows about your heart. And that's what matters, your heart. So we got to bring our hearts together and get this country back together. And the way you do it is start getting out and vote. Because the Bible I read, and he's been trying to throw all those Bible verses on me. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw that debate, didn't you? You saw that debate. And even, hey, I can tell you this, President Obama said that I couldn't fly a plane. He's correct. And he wouldn't vote for me. He's correct. But I guarantee he'll have me on his debate team over Senator Warnock, would he not? Hey, because the adult in the room was me. I took him to school. Did I not take him to school? So what I need to tell you right now, it's time for us to get leaders in Washington that's going to do the right thing for the great people of Georgia. Because everything that's been happening right now has been on his time. It has been on his time. In 2 short years, you see where we're at right now. The men and women in blue. He said he was going to protect them. He just shouted out, Herschel he got a problem with the truth. And let me tell Senator Warnock, let's deal with the truth. You went to Washington 2 years ago and you said you were going to represent Georgia, but you spent our money and raised our taxes. You went to Washington and you said you were going to represent the women, but yet you voted to put men in women's sports. You went to Washington and said you were going to represent our men and women in blue, and yet you call them names, thugs and bullies and stuff. So who's got the problem with the truth, Senator? Who's got the problem with the truth, Senator? I think you got the problem with the truth, but then all of a sudden he started throwing those Bible verses at me. And he don't know I'm that warrior for God. Those don't scare me because I know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Because what happened, he said, I am a Matthew 25. And in Matthew 25, it said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I had no clothes, you clothed me. But when I had no money to pay my rent, he didn't say you evicted me, did it? It didn't say that. He didn't want to talk about that. And that's what they're doing now. They're trying to take you down in that elevator, tell you it's the new normal. Take you down in that elevator, tell you it's not the new normal. Because right now, we can do for ourselves. He voted 4 times to get rid of that Keystone Pipeline. And then he started talking about, he don't know this, and you guys may not know this, we're going to our enemies to ask for our energy. We can do it here, right here in the great United States of America. We don't need to ask for our enemies, and yet we're asking for our enemies. They don't know the definition of enemies. The definition of enemies is they don't like you. They don't like you, but wait, they don't know the definition of a woman. We're still trying to discuss that either. But in the Bible I read, it said a man and a woman. So why don't he get into that Bible and he can determine what is a woman? But wait, they trying to tell you a man can get pregnant. No, he can't. No, he can't. Get it out of your mind. That doesn't work. So let's get that out of our mind. Let's get back to the serious business. They getting our energy from our enemies. They even talking about Iran right now. Yet they chant death to America, death to Israel, one of our biggest allies. It is time that we get leaders in Washington that was like my father. When my father told me no, he meant no. And when I got too big for my pants, he said, boy, if you don't like the rules underneath my roof, you leave my house. So it may be time for us to tell the people, if you don't like the rules of the United States of America, you leave the United States of America. We need leaders. We don't need people now that's going to mislead you and take you down in that elevator and tell you to get used to the pain. We don't need to get used to the pain. What we need to do is let them hit the door, hit their backside as they leave that office. Because now we in a problem. Less than 2 years, you said we see where we're at right now. Do you think we can take 6 more years of this? Can we take 6 more years of this? And then yet they're talking all this stuff, but they're talking about this economy. No, they're not. They're not talking about this economy. That's what the problem we have. They afford gas. They afford groceries. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about that. And you heard he just mentioned diesel fuel. And they forget about the baby formula. They forgot about that. They forget about that because they don't want to talk about that. They want to take you down in that elevator and tell you this is the new normal. But Herschel Walker is here to tell you it's not. It's time for us to get leaders in Washington that's going to be strong, that's going to stand up for the people. You understand? I don't need a feather in my cap. I got enough feather. I'm not a celebrity because I know how to work. I worked all my days of my life, and I tell you what, I will work for you, and I will fight for you, and I get it done for you. And as I said, I will score for you again. I scored for Georgia one time before, and I will score again. And then, wait a minute. Now let's get back to all my men and women in blue. Y'all seen what he's done to them. He called them bullies and thugs and stuff. And now he say he support the police. That's a lie. You heard me call him out on that debate stage. I said, don't bear false witness, your honor. Don't he bear false witness, and he trying to think he can fool me. He can't fool me, that wolf in sheep's clothing. He's that false prophet that think he can slick me. And my father told me about people like that. He said, when they come to you dressed so nice, talking so sweet, don't you trust them. Don't trust them if their hands can get dirty. They're not going to do any work. All they're going to do is try to make you work, and that's what he's going to have us doing. He's going to have us working for him because as he sit up there and make more money, he's making all the money. His salary has gone up, and we're down here starving to death because he don't care. And I can tell him this. I will stand on my feet and starve to death and fight on my feet than to die on my knees begging for something from this government. And that's what we got to get. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. So right now, we need those warriors in Washington that's going to say, this is not the new normal. We can get it done, sir. We can get it done. And the way we get it done is together. Because 23andMe has screwed us all up. We don't know what color we are, but it doesn't really matter because we're Americans. That's the most important thing. We are Americans, so that's all we need to worry about. And then, no. And then this is what they decided to do. The most lethal fighting force ever assembling our United States military. Think about it. They have always said they're peace through strength, and they're 100% correct. But our strength is with our United States military. But yet they've tried to bring pronouns into our military. Pronouns? My pronouns sick and tired of this pronoun stuff. I think right now what we got to do is get back to our leadership and get pronouns out of this military. Because I can tell you right now, Russia, Iran, and China not talking about pronouns. And then wait. And then they start talking again. Hey, you know this green agenda. Whoa, this green agenda. Guys, we're doing pretty good in this green agenda, but we got to get help from other countries. We need to get help too. We can't do it all by ourselves, but yet they trying to fool you because this is the new normal. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because let me tell you this here. Because do you know I'm always asking questions that I'm always getting on Twitter and all that. They talking about me. I said, talk about me as you must. I'm going to tell the truth. The truth is right now we don't need all this green agenda. Do we need some of it? Yes, we do. But do we need it all? No, we don't. Because I'm going to tell you this. You know, I was thinking about this. You know the agriculture world here in Georgia? That's one of the largest industries here in Georgia. It's like a $70 billion business. But this what was so interesting. I happened to ask a farmer one day, what would a combine cost today? And he said, Herschel, a used combine that costs about $500,000. I went, whoa, that's a lot of money. And I said, what would an electric combine cost? They said about $1.8 million. I said, whoa, that's a whole lot of money. But they said, well, it only run for 2 hours, and then you have to charge it. It won't work because we got to get our crops in at a certain time. So why don't they get off the green agenda and let's get back to the crime? Because they don't want to talk about the crime, which is what the man I'm running against did. You know, by calling out men and women in blue thugs and bullies, now the morale is down, recruitment is down, and then he agreed to let criminals out of jail because he believed in no cash bail. Can you believe that? No cash bail. And then to let the criminals run free out of the prisons because he think you got to release the prisoners out of jail. And I'm like, wait a minute, where is this guy from? He's a Marxist, I think, because in my book, that's what a Marxist really do. He try to break down the fabric of this country, but not on my watch. Not on my watch is not going to happen. Because what he want to do, we become prisoners in our own home by he letting prisoners out of jail. Because I saw in the book I read, that Bible that I call one of the greatest books ever written, it said Adam and Eve were told by God, in this place here you have total freedom, but if you touch and eat from that tree there, you will surely die. They were held to responsibility. So that's what we got to do. Hold people to responsibility. If they break the law, they go to jail. I'm not saying that you don't keep them in jail, but as they're in jail, they learn to get out of jail and become productive citizens. So then they can contribute to this community. That is easy, that senator, but he hasn't learned that yet because the Bible he reads don't want to tell you the truth. He want to lie to you, take you down in that elevator, trying to fool you like this is a new normal. No, it's not the new normal. Then all of a sudden, let's talk about this border for a moment. Whoa, let's talk about this border. Do the senator I'm running against even agree with the vice president that this border is secured? Can y'all believe that? She telling us right in front of our face that this border is secured. Can y'all believe this? They just telling you this stuff, taking you down in this elevator, getting you to believe this stuff. Don't believe it. We got to get out and vote. Don't tell you to tell 10 of your friends to get out and vote. To tell 10 of their friends to get out and vote. And if you don't have no friends, go make some friends and tell them to get out and vote. It is time for us to get this right, people. We got to get this right now, because I can tell you this, in 2 short years, you see what they've done. And I can tell you right now, if we don't get it right this come November, we may not recognize this country in a couple of months after that. I can promise you that, because they want to change everything about this country. You saw him in that debate. He became Scooby-Doo. And I'm going to tell you how he became Scooby-Doo. Because they asked him, they said, sir, will you vote for the President Biden if he ran again in 2024? And he went, oh. And I'm like, that's Scooby-Doo for you. He won't even answer the question. I had to start answering the question for him because he won't answer the question. So he started asking who's the adult in the room. I'm the adult because I told you I took him to school. He got in my car and rode with me. And I'm okay with that because I want to help everybody. Whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, I don't care. If you're in Georgia and you live a resident here, I'm going to support you and I'm going to stand behind you. If you're a Martian and you became a resident, I'm going to stand for you too. That's what I'm about. I'm about bringing the people together, not separating people. But wait. Just one more moment. They going after our kids now. Do y'all see that? And now they talking about how strong Senator Warnock is. Let me tell you how strong he is. When the president of the United States of America wanted to call our parents domestic terrorists, all he did was stood back because he didn't want to go up against the president because, you know, he voted with him 96% of the time. The other 4%, I'm not sure what he was doing, probably promoting this book or doing nothing but sitting at home because he stood back. Domestic terrorists, because you want to know what your kid is being taught. They're teaching your kids, now think about it, teaching your kid because he's white, he's an oppressor. Y'all know that. And teaching the black kids that they're a victim. No, they're not. Don't tell them take you in that elevator. I'm here to tell all the kids you're victorious when you live in the United States of America. You can have that American dream because I'm going to help you to find it. I'm going to help you to find it because I don't believe in what they're trying to teach you. And they telling me that I'm not ready to be a senator. I was ready to be a senator when I was born because when God brought me up, he said, I got to get that kid ready. I got to get him ready. I started out as my mom said I was big bone, which meant I was fat. And then all of a sudden, I had that speech impediment, which I overcame, and I went to college and got that Heisman Trophy. Then I got on the Olympic team. But then what was so funny, God had to break me to build me back up by sending me to that hospital out there in California. He said, Herschel, you got a mental problem. I said, I got a mental problem? Yeah. Talking about myself in third person, but I know I'm doing that. But as I went out there to this hospital, I go, whoa, these people here are crazy. And then I said, whoa, we all fall short of the glory of God. So you have to be washed in the blood to be built back up. When God built me back up, he said, now he's ready because he got to go up against that sheep and wolf, that wolf and sheep clothing. And that's who I had to go up against. And you know what? I'm happy to go up against him because I represent more than just myself. I represent my family, the great people of Georgia, and I'm going to always stand with them. And I want to thank you guys. For coming out, but I want to tell you to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. Who has voted early already? Who's voted early? And who getting ready to vote? And tell your friends, as I said, make some friends and tell them to get out and vote. We got to make sure that they know that they're beat because I don't want no question mark about it because I don't want to hear about pronouns, any kind of noun. What I want to do is win this election. I don't like a tie. A tie ain't nothing. That's like kissing your sister. I'm like Ricky Bobby. If I don't finish first, I don't want to finish last. I like to finish first. It is time for us to come together and get this correct. It is time for us to fight for this country. Fight for this flag. Fight for this anthem. Fight for your family, your kids. It's time for us to fight for it. It's not just going to be given to you. It's not going to be just given to you. Hey, God is good, isn't he? God is good. What a day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I remember times are tough, and it will get tougher. But I'm here to tell you, vote for me Tuesday.
They will get better.
Things will get better. Things will get better. I will work for you. I will work for you, and I'll listen to you. My doors will always be open, but don't all of you come at once. See, I'm being honest. I'll meet with you, but I also will take care of you. I help to make the streets safer for you. I help secure that border. I'll lower your taxes. I'll get men out of women's sports. I keep your religious freedom. And I make sure Jesus go to Washington with me. I make sure Jesus go to Washington with me because he can block and I can run. And I also want to leave you with this. And y'all may not have heard this story I tell sometime about these two older gentlemen that love baseball. They love baseball so much that as they got up in age, one of them getting ready to leave and go meet his maker. And as he laid in his hospital bed, the other one came in and said, Harold, can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? And Harold said, what can I do for you? He said, can you let me know if there's baseball in heaven? Harold thought that was a strange request, and Harold passes away. A couple of weeks later, the other guy was working in his backyard on a bright sunny day like today. And this cloud started coming towards him, and he knew it had to be Harold that left this world. He ran into that cloud, and he started shouting, is that baseball in heaven? Is that baseball in heaven? And the voice from this cloud said, well, I got some good and bad news. The guy said, I don't care about that. Is that baseball in heaven? And the voice said, the good news is there's baseball in heaven. The guy goes, yes! And the voice said, the bad news is you're pitching tomorrow. And I tell you all this, guys, there's no more time. There's absolutely no more time. We got to get it right now. We got to get it right. The way we get it right is get out and vote. Have your vote counted, your voice is heard. Hey, God bless you. I love you. God bless you. Thank you, guys.